Hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we are taking a look at iMPC Pro and a guide on setting up, getting started, making your first beats, stuff like that. So we're going to cover all the basics. So this is more or less aimed at beginners, but you know, if you're a seasoned pro, you may find some useful tips and tricks. First of all, you want to be looking for my projects. Okay, so there's a couple of things: my projects, demo projects. It may be in demo projects. Go to my projects, and if it's new, you won't have any projects, but go and locate the one that says template 0 blank canvas, and we're going to load this just by tapping on it like this, and it shall load a completely blank project for us. First of all, we're going to look at how to get sounds in, kits and sounds onto these pads. You have 4 banks, okay, per program. It says my new track here on the program, but a program is basically one sound or a collection of up to 64 sounds, depending on which bank you're standing on here. Like, okay, so how do we get our sounds in? Okay, so that's really easy. We go to tweak, then we go to sounds down here in the right corner, and now we can choose from any of the sounds that you have. Now iMPC Pro 2 comes with some sounds for free. Okay, so let's just pick, say for instance, this classic cuts kit, well, pack. Let's open it up, and you will see it says bank B raw bass, and it says 16, and it says 60. You see these numbers here? This represents how many sounds are in this particular bank. Now, some banks will have more. They'll have like 32 or maybe even up to 64 or even more. But say, for instance, this kit here. If I pick up this whole kit, just hold on this and you'll see it'll bounce on, and I drop it on here, it will populate the first 16 pads, but all the other banks will be blank. Okay, so now we've dropped this kit onto these first 16 pads. Let's go to another bank and drop another kit on. So maybe this kit. Pick this up like this, and then drop it on. So now we've got another set of 16 sounds on this bank. So, and then C and D will be empty. Let's go to an empty bank here. If we just tap on any of these, we will drill down into those 16 sounds. So tap once, and here are those sounds that are in that kit. So pick a sound. So say you like this sound or this sound, pick it up and drop it onto any pad you like. So we could drop it onto this pad. So you can also drop individual sounds onto a pad, or mix and match, or build your own kits entirely. So don't forget, a program is like a complete set of sounds, or just one sound, or just one instrument. It's like your sounds. I know it sounds a bit mad, but you know, it helps to understand how this stuff works. Right, okay. So say, for instance, you've spent time and you've created a real cool custom kit. You can also, by the way, you can go into any projects that you might have, like demo projects, or for instance, my projects, and I could go, well, what's this project here? It has 7 sounds in it, and I could say, pick up a sound from any of my projects and drop it in here. Okay, I could go to programs and go, well, there's iMPC Pro packs, look at these. And then I could go to all sounds, and you'll see I have 962 pasted in my audio bank. Okay, and then there's iTunes file sharing bank, and then the one we've just been using, but there's 148 sounds there because it'll use all the kits. Okay, so you can go to sound packs, go back, and that's how you load your sounds in. All right, come back to parameters, come back to perform. Now, for instance, now we have that sound in there, and if we go back to A, okay, and this is a program. So tap on this, go to my programs, and we're going to save this program as a completely new kit. And that means that at any time we make a new project, we can drag in our program and put it in. So I'm just going to call this video demo kit. okay, and hit done. And now our video demo kit will be in our programs. And just to prove how this works, let's do this. Go down to the bottom here and go close without saving. Let's open up our blank project again. And there's nothing in here. It's completely blank. You see it says my new track. Let's go in here now, go to my programs, and you could say, right, let's load any of these kits, right? Well, video demo kit is the one we've just done. So we'll just go out of here. And now our kit has been reloaded in. Okay, so you can go to tweak and you can see all your sounds in your different kits and stuff and banks. Okay, so okie dokie. So that's how you load sounds and kits. And that's how you save a program to use in anything else. Now, this is track 1. Now we've loaded this sound in, right? Let's go and set up our song. So so we've got nothing recorded, right? If I press play, we've recorded nothing yet. Let's go to song here, tap on this, and this is where you set up the amount of bars you want for this particular track. Okay, so program this video demo, track is track 1. Let's set this to 4 bars. We can duplicate bars up to 32. Or we can decrease them here. And this is where we set our tempo. So you can tap tempo, okay? Or you can use the plus and minus to do it in really fine increments. And we can just do this. Let's go down to, say, let's go to 100 BPM, okay? And then you can also set your time signature. So from 3/4, 2/4, 4/4, 6/8, 9/8, and 12/8. Let's leave it on 4/4. Now, as soon as we are ready, we can start to record a track. So let's go back here. Don't worry about this as a scene or sequence, okay? I'll get back to this in just a moment. Let's go back to perform. So now, if I play with my pads on the keyboard, on the screen like this, we can hear our stuff. So what we're going to do is hit record. And when we're ready, press play, and it will give us a 4-bar count in, and that's going to go over our 4 bars, right? So we can record in. So let's do that. We can just overdub. Okay, cool. Press stop. We can set our time correction if we want to here from anything. So 16 note, for example, I've got it set on 16. But you can also have it basically turned off. You've got swing here. You can set all that up. So now, let's come off time correct. We could say, right, let's just stop this. So this is track 1, and the kit we're using is video demo kit. Let's go to our song here, and you'll see now it says Untitled A, like it did when we started. So let's name this, okay, and we'll call this intro. Okay, so intro, and I'll call it intro 1 and press enter. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to clone this sequence. So hit clone. And now it'll jump over when it reaches the end, and it'll be identical, right? Okay. I'm going to name this sequence 2, although at the moment it's exactly the same. So sequence 2, enter. And now I'm going to make some adjustments. So stay on sequence 2. Let's go back to perform. Let's just play it and see what we can do. I'm just going to do that. So I can jump in, record anytime I like. And just watch the progress bar and then just jump in when it comes back round. Okay. So now you've recorded something else. And if we go back to our song mode now, you'll see if I go back to intro 1, that other part won't be added. And if I click on this now, it'll start to flash and then change over. Now, what I can do now is if I want to increase or decrease the bars, I can. So if I say, for example, duplicate bars, well, I've got too many there. So I'm going to go back down to 8. And you'll see now this is going to be longer. So now I've got 8 bars in intro 2, but still only 4 bars in intro 1, right? Intro 2, that's intro 2. Let's add something to intro 2 other than those drums. So let's go back to perform a sec. When it says program, what we're going to do is add a track, and I'm going to add new track, and I'm going to add a audio unit. So we can use our audio unit in here. I'm going to hit tap to, so this is track 2. It's another instrument. Okay, completely different instrument. So I'm going to tap audio unit here. I'm just going to find something to put in here. Right, okay, I found one I want to use. I'm going to use Zeeon. Okay, so I'm just going to hit select. And now Zeeon is loaded onto our second track. So track 2 is our audio unit. If we go to tweak now, you'll see the instrument. Now I've got this connected to my MIDI keyboard, but you can play it with the on-screen keyboard as well. So I'm just going to choose a sound. I'm going to go to one of mine and this one. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to perform, so I can play it with the pads or with my MIDI keyboard or with the keyboard on here. I will go to song. We're on intro 2 and I know it's 8 bars long. So I can now record something over our drums. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to perform. And now I'm just going to hit record and hit play to give myself a counting. Awesome. Now I've got my audio unit recorded onto scene 2 or sequence 2. What I'm going to do now is clone this sequence here. And I think at this point I can reduce this back down to 4 bars. So you can see you can mix and match. So if I play intro 2 now, it's going to be the same as, I'm going to rename this to intro 3, by the way. Intro 3, and just hit enter. Intro 3 will be the same as intro 2, but half the length. Okay, so if I play it, you see it's only half the length. Okay, so now we could go back in and add something else. Maybe we'd like to add some percussion or something. Okay, so let's add another track. Let's add one more track for the purposes of this, and let's add in more drums and stuff like that. So we've now got another empty program that we need to put stuff in. Right, so I am going to go back to tweak, and I'm on track 3, by the way, so it'll be nothing in here at all. And I'm going to go to sounds here and look for... let me see. In fact, actually, instead of looking for sounds to load on, I'm just going to tap on program, go to my programs, and load this 4 banks of drums kit that I created, the same way as I created this. So click on this and it will load up. I can close that. And this is track 3, don't forget. So if I go back to say track 2, it will be Zeeon. Okay, and if I go to track 1, it will be our video drum kit thing. But I am going to go to 4 banks of drums, which is track 3. And now I have 4 banks of different kits. Let's go to C. Okay, so I want to make a new intro project. Actually, shall I just add some? I'll just add a little bit of percussion to that. Actually, it might be okay. So I am going to go back to my perform here. Maybe find some. I'll just add that in. Right, so give ourselves a counting again. And don't forget our set is, I think, just 4 bars for this, which is fine. So hit record and play. Right, now, a good thing all the time is just do quick save. We'll save a name at the end, but just hit quick save in case you lose anything. All right, now you've seen how to make a kit, record stuff in, put stuff on the different banks. We've done song mode and scenes. Song mode and scenes here, we've got 3. And then, of course, you can just clone this sequence again, call it intro 4. Let's call this intro 4, enter. And then you could build up something else. Let's just take a look at the mixer. So now you've got your little track thing, right, with different scenes. We could start with intro 1. Let's just play. Let's click on intro 2. And you know this is now longer. You could go and record more stuff over the top of that. Let's click 3. Okay, now, just say, for example, you've built a load of these up and you have up to 64 of these sequences that you can arrange in any way you like. If you want this to play as a song, there's a little button up here in the top left. It says play song. So click that on. And now what will happen is it will play through these without me having to change it. Don't worry, I'm not going to play it all. So now we're in song mode, right? Okay, so let's go back to just pattern. Sequence mode, if you like, and let's take a look at the mixer. The thing to understand, we have 3 tracks. Okay, remember we have 3 tracks. If I go to mixer, you'll see we have 3 mixer channels. Okay, so for each sequence, and we are on, let's just stay on sequence 1. All right, and I'll just show you. For each sequence, your mixer can have different settings, which is really, really powerful. So, for example, if I play this now, this is the only thing that's in this first sequence, right? Okay, now I can track along the sequence here or the track. So I'm going to go to the next sequence, and we've got this. That's our Zeeon. Let's go to the next sequence. That's our percussion. Let's go back to sequence 1. Are we on sequence 1, 2, 1? Here we go, sequence 1. And let's just play. What's going to happen? I'm going to make a few adjustments. So I'm going to turn the drums down a little bit. This is just as an example. I'm going to turn Zeeon down a little bit and the percussion. Okay, I'm going to make some adjustments to the EQ. I'm going to put some delay on. Actually, not delay, I'll put some reverb on. And take the mids out and the bass. Go to sequence 2 and it returns to normal. Let's put some, turn that down a little bit. I've made adjustments here. Go to sequence 3. Okay. All these mixer settings will now be remembered. You can turn the main output down. Go back to sequence 2 and 1. So all your mixer settings are remembered. Now, those effects that I applied here, these send effects, if we go into effects, you can adjust those there to suit. So these are your global effects and you control them by the sends in the mixer here. Okay, so if you, for example, if you wanted to make any EQ adjustments like you've just seen or stuff like that, or send reverb and delays, if like let's solo this particular instrument, the Zeeon one, and let's go to a where does we are we right intro. I'm gonna go to, here we go. In fact, what I'm going to do is go to Zeeon. So go to before, I'm going to go to track with Zeeon on it, hit tweak, and take off some of the effects that I've put on Zeeon. So let's go to my effects here. So I've taken the delay and the reverb off there inside the Zeeon synth. Okay, let's go to our mixer. Look, if we use our this is where you make adjustments to your effects. So let's put some let's turn that down a little bit. Let's put delay on. And here's our delay. So it's tempo syncing. And the same with the chorus, but you can play around with that, right? And if I go to sequence, it'll remember my solo as well. Okay. You can go and look at any track you're working on at any particular time. You can also change the AUV3. You can go and add new tracks anytime you like as well. So go to an empty track, add new track, or go to your 4 banks of drums and start playing with them. And if you like say, well, oh, okay, then fair enough, but I want to replace, say, that, I'm never gonna, or maybe that bass, I'm never going to use that, for instance. Maybe you could go into tweak and you're already in sounds, but if you're not, go to sounds. These are individual settings for each drum. So let's just do the sound thing first. So what did I say? This one. Say, for instance, you're never going to use that. You could go into say, oh, well, in Mellow Magic, I'll just go to one shot. What's this? Keys. And go, oh, I'm going to replace that bass with that. Just do this. And you've done it. But you've made a change. So, like, quick save. Good idea. Okay. Now, if you go back to perform, that sound has now been saved as part of your 4 banks of drums. Okay. So we've looked at the mixer and stuff like this. Let's just look at tweak again. Let's look at parameters. Now, this section is independent for every single pad. Okay. So for example, this, we can turn a level down. Okay. Let's turn it back up a sec. And you can see an indication in the middle there of what's occurring. You can pan it. And you can see here at the top, the pan changing. So if we go and all the way over again, you get the idea, double tap. Oh no, if we tap it, you can go in and get super fine control. And in the future tutorials, I'll go into more detail about how this kind of works. But you can also, so you see, we want that to cut off because it's like a hi-hat. So if we assign this and this to the same choke group, for example, now they'll cut each other off. So again, we've got some more effects like so. Filtering, resonance, tuning, one shot and hold. So say for example that if I hit it once and it's on one shot, it's just going to play the sample. Let me put it on hold and I have to, you'll see it better if I go to perform. So you get the idea there. Right. When you've completed your masterpiece, now I will be doing further, more kind of involved tutorials to take you even further, explain all this other cool stuff you can do. But it is very powerful. I mean, you can pick any sound you like, for example, this sound, and you can go in and edit that sound. So you just tap it to play the sound. And then you can make various edits and stuff like this. There's another page of this as well. You can also say, for example, do this and then what's left at the end, or do that. And that's the beginning bit and then the middle bit. But you can also just trim all that other stuff out as well. When you're entirely satisfied with your track, all you need to do is, let's get back out of there. So let's click done. When you're satisfied with your work and you're happy, you want to be saving it. So tap on this little icon at the top. Now you've got quick save, which we've been looking at, but you've also got save and close, save and duplicate, and close without saving. If you close without saving, you lose all your work. Let's hit save and close. And now we can rename this to, we'll call it video demo just for fun, or video tutorial. Video tutorial, hit enter, and you're golden. Right, okay, so there you go. Awesome stuff. And if you want to create a brand new project, all you need to do is just hit new project, go along to the end and find template 0 blank, tap it and load it, and you're absolutely golden to start exactly the same way from the beginning. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful, and I will see you later. Ta-da! There's lots and lots more we can do with iMPC Pro, but that would give you enough to get you kind of up and running. If you're not sure of a few things, you can just go back over various parts of the video and have a look. Anyway, top job. I'll see you later. Ta-ra.